All right, so for this lab, what we're doing next is we're testing the beams that you made yesterday. So some of the beams you made yesterday is, number one, you just cut a regular piece, kind of representing a stud. So you got a wider piece and a narrower piece, kind of like a 2x4. And then you had a laminated beam, and it had a piece glued in the middle. And then you just have two of the studs kind of paper clipped together. So this particular one right here, we're just going to test it and not really record much. We're just kind of looking at the different strength available depending on how you orientate the stud. So to test it, what we'll do is we're going to attach this support strap here, and then I have up here, I have some little places that this is going to go in. So when we test it in this direction, there's some slots there that will go in. And then when we test it in this direction, there's some other slots that help it go in. So to attach this, what we're going to do is just, first off, this has its own weight. So the weight is written on this support here, and we're going to keep up with how much it weighs as we move forward. So as I put this on here, I'm going to put it back in this one. As I put this on here, I'm kind of distributing those straps. I don't want to just start off with a lot of weight because then I'm not going to know actually how much it held. So to find that out, we're going to start off with smaller weights. Now you'll have some smaller weights at your lab, similar to these. And there will be ounces written on here, just like there's ounces written on this. So we're just going to add up how many ounces it will hold. And we want to add in very small increments. I don't want to just grab a 5-pound weight. And by the way, be careful with these so you don't hit them on your foot. I don't want to just start off with a 5-pound weight and then it crush it, because maybe it only would hold 1.5 pounds. But when you're writing this down, you have to write down the last weight that it held before it collapsed. So to do that, we have to go in very small increments. So this particular one, we won't write down the measurements on this one. But then as we move forward to the, remember there's a beam that's laminated, that means there's a piece in the middle that you made. And then there's one that's just two of these that it's not glued together, it's just paper clipped. So same thing, we're just going to attach it up here. And we'll start off just very simple. And I'm actually glad those glasses fell on the ground, because that reminds me when these break, they can splinter. So you want to put on some safety glasses so you don't get anything in your eyes. So right now, this is holding the weight of this piece right here. And again, we're going to start with some of the smaller pieces. I can start with this piece. If it's holding good there, I can add just a little bit more. If that's doing well, I can kind of support it with my hand and then put a heavier weight on there. Slowly adding up and totaling up the ounces as you go. So as we slowly add the weight on there, at some point we're thinking, hey, this can handle maybe 2.5 pounds. So we'll take this off. I'm being real careful not to put weight down on this because I don't want my strength of my arm to break it. You're going to have some different, again, be careful with these, but you're going to have some different weights. If you weren't close to 2.5 pounds, remember a pound is 16 ounces, so 2.5 pounds would be a little over about 40 ounces. But this one is going to be 5 times 16, so you might want to start with 2.5 pounds to put on here. Whatever's closest to the last measurement. And then you want to support it real well with your hand. Maybe your lab partner can help you with that. And then you want to hook it on there to begin testing it. So for each one of these You can keep up with the weights on a blank side of your skills book. Keep up with the ounces as you added it on there. But the ones you need to record are the beams. You have the 2-beam non-laminated, it's kind of clipped together, and then a 2-beam glued. So you're gonna record the maximum weight before it fails, before it breaks, in ounces. Then there's some questions to write down about that. Then the next one is the I-beam. So you had some different ways you glued the I-beam together. And this is kind of testing to determine, is the different kind of glues going to actually give it more strength? So that's just something that you can investigate and come to a conclusion on. So once you get that completed and you get all your notes completed and all your measurements down, then you can go ahead and work on to the next day in your lab. Hope that helps.